What is AI? Artificial intelligence. If you ask that question to 10 people, you're probably going to get 9 different answers. What is AI? So I don't want to spend a whole lot of time today, but I want to give us some vocabulary and some things to hang on so that as you are reading, as you're hearing people talk about it, as you're discovering more and more about AI, you'll kind of know where these things land so that you're familiar with this concept of artificial intelligence. So AI is a large umbrella under which a lot of other things fit. Kind of like the little nesting dolls, you know. AI is the large nesting doll. It covers all of these things. And then within it, it gets a little bit more fine-tuned into how that is being used, all right? So when we think about AI, the first tier, the most basic version of AI is AI that learns from examples. It's referred to as machine learning. This is where it takes a subset of information and begins to look at examples of how people would use this, and then to begin to automatically, on its own, begin to use an algorithm to see how these things would align together. Best example of this is like your Netflix account. So you'll be watching Netflix, and you watched a show, and it'll say, hey, if you like this show, you may also like this show, right? That's machine learning. It basically says, hey, the people that watch all of the programs that you seem to be watching, they also seem to be watching these programs, and it makes a recommendation, right? So that's machine learning. Your email filters, when Google says, hey, this is probably spam, or this is probably junk, or this is probably a promotion thing, that's a machine learning type of algorithm. Very helpful, very useful, but not the kind of thing that we tend to work with a lot because it's usually programmatic and at the high data centers. The second level is where it begins to be able to recognize things or sounds or images or patterns. This is deep learning, neural networking. Instead of it being super linear, like these people like these things, therefore you will, it actually looks a little more granularly. It begins to sort of go asynchronous. When you pull out your phone and you go unlock and it does facial recognition is based off of this level of learning. It's a neural network, machine learning. It's attempted to programmatically amass how the brain functions. So instead of having one node after another linearly, it has lots of nodes all interconnected in some way through the software. This is how you are able to, software is able to recognize, hey, that's a bird. Or you put it at a plant and it goes, oh, well, that's a particular type of plant. You should do this with that plant because it's not healthy, right? This is machine learning. This is more of a deep learning kind of algorithm. The third is generative AI, and this is where you and I probably spend the vast majority of our time with AI. This is ChatGPT. This is Gemini. This is Claude. This is Anthropic's basic model. This is generating content from a prompt. Generative AI is based off of what are referred to as large language models, LLM. Large language models are just as the name implied. They use large amounts of words to output information or large amounts of data to output information. Oh, right? So it's generative, meaning that it will generate new information from a prompt. But it is using large language models. Now, since it's using LLMs, it is very dependent on your ability to communicate to the model. It requires you to provide good input in order for it to generate good output. Okay? This is the part of AI that I think, because it's where we get to live, we get to play with these LLMs, the generative AI, whether it be creating copy, whether it be creating images, whether it be creating video, whether it be creating all kinds of stuff. And so for us to get good output from AI, it requires that we understand how to talk to AI well. And so we're going to spend the bulk of our time today doing that, understanding how to talk to AI well so that we can get good output from it, okay? The bottom layer of AI are a thing called agents. Agents are a bit autonomous. They have the ability to go do actions on your behalf, and they'll just sort of go in the background, they'll go search websites, they'll go search things, they'll go book a reservation for you. An agent that we're probably familiar with is self-driving vehicles. A Tesla is an AI agent. It's an agent that has the ability to know where the road is, what cars are in the way, what the traffic things are in the way, and then make decisions on your behalf without you having to be involved in that process. Those are agents. Agents aren't super prominent for us to use well yet. They're coming. Right now, there are software, little tools that you can use to kind of, quote, build an agent. But when agents get to where I can just tell it, hey, I want you to do this thing for me, just like I can with LLMs, ChatGPT, for example, then agents will be really valuable. Right now, you kind of still have to code them or build them or have some background. So agents aren't the things we play with very often, but they're the next sort of iterative function where you can just tell your phone, hey, I need to book a reservation for 2 to Panama City this weekend, and I want a hotel that's at least a 4-star or better, and I want to spend $300 a night. Go find it to me, and then it'll book it for you and send you the reservation links, and it doesn't, right? That's agents. We're not there yet. So what we're going to do is we're going to spend our time, effort, and energy thinking about how do we use generative AI, LLMs, to the most effective way for us to gain insight and value for our business.